It's an accident. It's when people are so comfortable with their surroundings, they don't think something like this could happen. And that's how it happened to me. I was comfortable with my surroundings until they prove you wrong. And that's when catastrophe happens.
Drowning is the leading cause of accidental death for children under the age of 4 in 23 states in the U.S. Nationwide, it ranks second only to car accidents in all 50 states. That means an average of 11 children drown every day. 4,000 children a year lose their lives in swimming pools.
There was a dog door in the master bathroom at the lady's house, and he crawled out of it and went somehow, I don't know if he fell in the pool or jumped in the pool or was grabbing for something in the pool. I don't know how he ended up in the pool, but he got outside.
It's estimated that for every child who drowns, there's another 4 to 6 children who end up with permanent brain damage.
And crawled, he couldn't walk, crawled himself out there. And he was found near the edge of the pool, face up. And my son went in there and pulled him out.
With ISR training, just because a child wanders to the pool alone doesn't mean he has to die there, and that's our mission. Have you ever had her underwater?
We've blown in her face, yeah.
And how does she react to that?
She screams for a minute and then she's fine.
Stella's 7 months old, and for children 6 months to a year in the ISR program, they learn to roll over and float. And it has to be taught sequentially. So the first thing she learns is she can breathe on her back. She learns to float and rest and breathe and trust the buoyancy of the water.
Very good.
When you wipe the hair back, is that to encourage the head back posture? Oh, man.
She's like, I'm not happy about it.
But I'll do it. Good job. Yeah.
And Stella here is having a typical reaction to the lessons. Right now, I'm a stranger. It's a new situation to her. She's never been required to do anything in the pool before and doesn't have any skill yet. So you'll notice that you hear her cry. In week 2, she'll cry even a little bit more because she's being required to be more and more independent in the pool. But you'll notice by weeks 3, 4, and 5, as she becomes more competent, her emotions settle down and she'll just roll over and float and stay there until someone gets her. It's clear that she's not distressed. She did cry through the learning process, and most children do. But once they're competent in the water, the crying goes away and you have a child who's a lot safer.
Watch this. Watch this. She'll come back. See it?
Yeah. Wow. Good girl, Stella. Oh, she is amazing.
Very good. You okay?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. Can you grab my hand?
Ha ha! Do it again. Ha ha ha! I got you.
It's about if they were to fall in a pool, to be able to get to their back and float, and then look around for the closest object to be able to swim to.
Jack came to lessons, his first lesson. He's 2 years old, and he walked into the pool, and his parents report that he'll just jump in. He has no fear and no respect and no skill. So for an older child, he's actually going to learn to swim until he needs air, to roll over and float, and then flip back over and swim. What he really needed to learn first was that you can't be vertical in the water and survive. You have to put your head down and swim, coordinate your arms and legs, and look for a way out. So his lessons involved, I had to teach him to keep his head down first and then move his arms and legs. Then direct that back to the steps, so he swam a short distance.
And
as far as the crying goes, if I were going to send him to the step and he's screaming and turns to grab me, that's when he's telling me he's afraid. This is I don't want to, because he's still willing to do it. If he were to turn and grab me, we'd take a different tack.
Got it.
My initial expectations were nervous. I saw the video online and thought my kids were going to be thrown in the pool with their clothes on right day one, and that scared me. But I wanted to do it because my 2-year-old loves to just jump in the water and couldn't swim, and that's a problem.
Good girl. She's got that leg straightened out, Jess.
Yeah. She's old, bro.
That pretty much takes the first week, so she can independently float by the end of week 1. And and make adjustments to stay there. Good job.
Good job. Good girl. You're okay. Good job. Good job.
Oh, there it is. Yay! All right.
Finish it.
Oh! Yay! Look at that. That is amazing, Jen.
Good girl.
It's just kind of pride, you know. She was doing so good. Last time it was a lot like quicker, and she couldn't do it, but I mean, she did awesome. And then to know that, like, if there was a time where went into the pool, I mean, that's her thing, you know.
So seeing her successfly rotate is when you're like, you felt pride.
Yeah, like, that's my daughter. Now she's like floating, and know that, you know, if she falls in the pool,
she'll be fine. Yeah.
Then by week 3, I started teaching him to float. And you turn around and come right back. That's right. So he will then swim till he needs air, roll over and float and try to figure out where he is. And if there's something he can swim to, he'll learn to flip back over and continue swimming. But the older the children are when they come to the program, the more physically able they are, so the more skills they actually learn.
Yeah, you can do it.
We're gonna go this way. Week 2, now that she knows how to float, she has to learn how to get there from a face down position and from other postures as well. So the end result is she'll fall in and roll over and float, which happens generally by week 3. Her legs do look better. You see it? She didn't go into that L right away.
Get it out. You did so good.
You did.
Yuki's out. Let's get it out.
It's just so nice to see her using her legs to get around
I know,
instead
because
of pinning her face down. For a little burp. Good girl. It's okay. Really good. Hooray. Can you swim back to the steps? Ready? But they also come a lot of times with some bad habits that are very dangerous, like they've been in floaties or life jackets or things like that. So the most important survival skill for a toddler is to keep his head down when he's swimming. Anything that's like a dog paddle or lifting the head to try to grab a breath, the kids just aren't strong enough to survive that way. So the ISR program teaches head down, coordinated arm and leg movements, roll over to float when you need air, and then flip back over and swim, and combine that to cover whatever distance you need to go. And then step out of his field of vision because he thinks he's supposed to come to you. There you go. Excellent. Really good. You can do it. Ready? Piece of what he learns next week. So he's got his short swim, he rolls to float, and then next week he'll learn, here we go, to flip back over and continue to get where he needs to go. Hey, go ahead, go. That's it, you're close. We'll do that next week. Good job, buddy. Well done. You're so cute. The other way. That dress tricked you, didn't it? That's why we're doing it. That's why we're doing it. And then weeks 4 and 5, she learns how to do it fully clothed, and she also learns how long she may have to stay there. So it's one thing to float for a few seconds, and then to combine those skills, rolling over to float for 30, 40 seconds. It's another to fall in unassisted, roll over and float, and maintain it for however long you need to until someone gets to you. So what the dress does, Jess, is it floats around and it cues her differently and touches her, and she thinks it's me cueing her. So what she has to learn now is ignore everything except for breathing. See how it does it? Because that's how I taught her. So she's going to wherever the dress is, which is why it's confusing at first. There you go. See, the sunsuit didn't float up and tap her like this and that, so she's responding to all of that.
Wild. It's just intense. Everything's pretty intense, but it's really magical to watch your child learn and be able to save themselves and survive in the water. That confidence of knowing if anything does happen to her, if she does fall in the pool, she'll be okay.
Jack is our little rock star here. Ready? Come get me. Come get me. And then by week 5, he comes to lessons fully clothed so that he practices those skills fully clothed, because most kids drown when they are fully clothed and not expected to be around the pool. Come here. Come here, baby. Oh, good morning. How are you? On Stella's last day, her parents brought her fully clothed with a diaper, a t-shirt and shorts. Knowing that she's fully skilled, I just released her into the water, walked away, and she got on her back and floated, and that's the end result of the ISR program. So guys, at this point there's not a whole lot more to teach her, but when I come back in March, I'll teach her how to swim. Yeah. She'll go from here, and flip over and swim, looking for a way out.
Day 1 to now, it's unbelievable, to watch. I mean, before, would have drowned, and now it's like, she floats easy. So, it was cool to watch. Oh yeah, I feel real safe now. There's a lot of stuff on your mind with a kid, and that just kind of takes away one of them,
I'm very proud. And it's it's awesome. I can now sit back at the pool and relax a little bit while she's in the water and not have to be so hands-on. If you want your kids to swim and not drown, which is the leading cause of death for kids under 4, it's a no-brainer. Do it for your kids, do it for yourself. It's awesome. It's a great program.
Had my son been enrolled and had taken the ISR classes, I know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, my son would be here today if he had had those ISR classes.
And with the rolling over to float, the difference between life and death is literally an inch. You just have to turn over.